What's up guys? My name is Brie and welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. I can't think of a better way to start off my channel than helping you guys get to know a little bit more about me and why I decided to do this finally. Question number 1. Why did you decide to start this YouTube channel? In my real life outside of the internet, I don't have very many friends who like to read the books that I do. We are into the same video games and TV shows, but I'm the only person in my little circle that actually likes to read for fun. So I figured, why not get on here on YouTube and get to know you guys a little bit better and stop being a watcher and start being a doer. The reason I decided to start this channel was to help me build my confidence. 2020 is almost here and I feel like I've been kind of living in the shadows a little bit, and I'm ready to start living my life to the fullest and doing the things that I love and not being afraid of what other people are going to think of me. I know there's going to be negative comments and hate comments just like I've seen all over YouTube, but I'm going to learn how to ignore those and see them as constructive criticism rather than hateful, if you know what I mean. Also, I have 2 little boys. Ever since I was a kid, I never liked taking pictures or videos or anything like that. And I feel like as they grow older, they are gonna wanna see videos of us and pictures of me to help them remember their lives from when they were kids. And I feel like me talking about something that I'm really passionate in will help them later on in the future. Question number 2. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? This is a little difficult for me, being as I've never done this before, but I am really big into finding books on my own and not necessarily reading the books that everybody's hyped about. So I like to go to the Goodwill or Salvation Army and look through the book stacks there and see what they have that is different or a little bit older or out of the norm. Also, we have a half-price books here that is fantastic, and you can go in there and find anything from new releases to older books to pop figures and comic books and manga and all of that, and it is fantastic. I try very hard to not go every single day because my TBR is huge right now, and I'm sure it's only gonna get bigger doing this. Number 3. What are you most excited about? I would have to say I'm, like I said before, excited to meet all of you and make some friends on Booktube and come out of my shell a little bit more, expanding my book reading genres. Right now I'm kind of stuck in a little rut and I read what I know and I read what I like, meeting you guys and growing as a person. Number 4, why do you love reading? I use reading as a way to get out of my normal life and to get out of my head, and if I'm ever having a bad day, I like to read and just be able to step away a little bit. Learning about new worlds is also an amazing part of reading to me. I love getting pulled deep into the world. I love whenever they describe it very well and they give you all kinds of background stories on the world and the magic systems and just all of it, the seasons and the weather and the smells, and that is my favorite part. I like reading books with different perspectives than my own. I like learning about the world and seeing different things that I've never gone through. Seeing things through different people's eyes, whether it be a male's point of view or anything just other than what I am used to. I use it as a way to learn about the world around me and things that are new. Question number 5. What series got you into reading? Harry Potter, of course, was the one that really got me to love reading. Right before the first Harry Potter movie came out, I was spending some time in Arizona with my aunt and uncle and all my cousins, and I had never read Harry Potter. I didn't know anything about it, and my aunt and my cousins were obsessed, and they were all gonna go see the movie, and before my aunt would let me go, she said that I had to read the book first. And I am so thankful that she did that. She read that first book to us. It was one of my fondest memories of my childhood, was sitting there on the couch listening to her read us Harry Potter and never wanting it to be over. Before we could even go see the movie, I believe I finished the first 3 books, and I couldn't stop. I couldn't put it down. I'm just so grateful to her that she got that in my head. You know, you have to read this book before you can watch it so you know what's going on, and we pronounced the names all wrong. After we saw the movie, we kind of laughed at ourselves, thinking back at what we called them. Harry Potter is the one that got me into reading. Question number 6. What questions do you have for your favorite booktubers? I've been watching Booktube now for many years, and I've had favorites that are new and favorites that I've been watching for a long time. But a few of my favorites off the top of my head are Jessie the Reader, Books with Chloe, and also, I'm probably gonna mispronounce her name and I apologize right now, but I love you, Murphy Napier, I believe is how you say it. I love listening to her. I put her on my YouTube and I clean the house or whatever I need to be doing. I love just listening to the 3 of them talk. I can listen to them all day long. A few questions that I have for those 3 and then all the other booktubers out there. I would like to know why you started and what gave you that final push to get on Booktube and to get past all the hurdles of starting and getting a setup and actually sitting down and doing it. You guys heard about mine early in the video, and I'm curious to see why you guys started as well. Coming up with ideas, I'd like to know how you guys do that and how you keep it relevant and happy and moving forward. I'd also like to hear if it was hard in the beginning, like I know it will be for me, how you stuck with it. How did they keep going? How did they not get it in their head that, oh, this isn't gonna work, oh, I shouldn't be doing this? How did you keep pursuing this and sticking with it? Question number 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube will be the hardest to overcome? I think the scheduling part of it is going to be a little difficult. I am a single mom. I have 2 little boys. I am in college and I also have a full-time job. And now I'm throwing this on top of all of that. And in the past, I've had a little bit of trouble staying consistent with the different things that I want to do, and I have new ideas, and I pick up things and I drop things, and I think staying consistent and sticking with it is going to be the hardest thing for me. But that's also something that I really want to learn. I want to learn to pick something and stick with it because I know this is something that I love, and no matter what has come and gone in my life, reading has always been that constant for me. I think staying consistent and sticking with the schedule and keeping up with it will probably be the most difficult thing for me. Question number 8. When did you start reading? This question goes hand in hand with the what series got you started reading. Back when I was in elementary school, we had to do book reports and, you know, just like all kids do. I would choose things like a series of unfortunate events. I really like those books. Never finished the series, by the way, and maybe I'll get to that one day. But I remember reading the first 2, 3, 4 books possibly and writing book reports on those, and I really did like them, but it wasn't anything that compelled me to pick up more or to keep reading. There was also another book that I read whenever I was a child. I can't remember what it was called or anything, but it was about a dog and the sled races, and that was, I think, the first book that I actually finished, and I'll have to look it up and I'll link it down below if I can find it. But whenever I was a kid, I loved animals and I was obsessed with dogs, and I would get all these books from the school and from the library, and I'd learn the different facts about the dogs, what the breeds were and what they look like. And so reading stories about animals helped me actually get through an entire book and be able to write an essay or a book report or whatever it was that we needed to be doing. Question number 9. Where do you read? I do most of my reading here at home. When I wake up in the morning, I immediately turn on an audiobook, and I do that through my local library with the Overdrive app or Hoopla or anything similar to that. And you get to borrow the books for free, and that is so beneficial to me. I'll turn on an audiobook and I'll start getting ready for work, or I'll do some chores or whatever it is I need to be doing that day if I don't have time to actually sit down and read a hard copy of a book. So I'll do audiobooks in the morning as I'm doing things, and then whenever I get in the car, I'll listen to that as I'm driving or grocery shopping and I'm by myself, I'll listen to an audiobook then. And then if I arrive to work early, which I normally do, I'll sit in my car and I bring my hard copy of whatever book I'm reading with me then, and I will read that in my car as I'm waiting for time to go to work. It's a nice little quiet time for myself to sit down and read a hard copy of a book. I like to have an audiobook going, and then whenever I'm actually sitting down, I like to read a different hard copy of a book. So I have two stories going on simultaneously, but at different times, if you know what I mean. Question number 10, what kind of books do you like to read? With Harry Potter being the first series that I really fell in love with and started reading, I felt like that would be the only type of book that I would like to read. So for a very long time, I only ever read fantasy and magic and high fantasy books. I am just now barely starting to branch out into contemporary and graphic novels, but with 2020 coming, I would like to expand my reading a little bit. I plan on reading some historical fiction, literary fiction. I've heard about a few grimdark books here lately that sound interesting. I'm used to reading like happy, uplifting stories, but I would like to, branch out a little bit, and I'll probably start with contemporary right at the beginning of the year. I feel like I'm in a little bubble and I want to have a broader range of books that I can reach for. That is it, guys. Thank you again for watching my video, and I'm going to try very hard to stay consistent and upload as many videos as I can. I've got a few ideas coming. I am very excited to see where this goes, and thank you for being here, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we will learn, we will grow, and we will read, and I'm excited to have you along for the ride.